Nutrition coming live from Canada. I'm standing here with Emily Stirling, World Champion Pro Figure. And welcome, Emily. Thank you very much for taking your time out. And I just want to speak out to you women and just kind of share from a woman's perspective a little bit about body image and what it takes to lose fat and what's the sacrifice behind it. But Emily actually has a great story. And Emily, where did you come from as far as from the beginning? Most people would say, oh, she was gifted, she has great genetics, but most times it's not the case.
Absolutely not. I came from a background of everybody is an endomorph, diabetic, horrible nutrition, you name it, high blood pressure, like if I didn't say diabetes, anything you can think of possible. For bad nutrition and malnutrition, that's the background I come from. So as a child, my parents kept me in sports. I was in competitive gymnastics, and I had a little bit more muscle, but I ate poor, and I was actually more of like an endomorph child up until like I was 17. So when I was about 9 years old and hit the competitive circuit, one of the girls called me Butterball, and it really hit home because I really felt like I didn't know how to understand having a muscular body. So I thought I was fat, and even though I look back at pictures now and realize I wasn't, it's played a huge role on me. So when I hit about 17, I actually stopped gymnastics and I stopped eating. My activity level went down. I gained even more weight. I wasn't happy with myself. I decided that I was going to start exercising. And then what ended up happening is all of those things that people said to me when I was younger, how I didn't feel confident, and maybe my brother's older friends, my guy friends, would call me Butterball, or not Butterball, they would call me Pecs and Pipes because I had muscles, and I just really didn't know how to handle that until I started realizing that I could look good in fitness. And I picked up a magazine and I was like, oh, I think I'd like to look like that girl in 2 years. But 10 years later, and I finally look like that girl now. So now I'm from somebody that used to feel like I was fat and not appreciated. Now I actually do a sport where I can justify like, hey, my body is what I am, and I have the best body compared to somebody that used to have like the worst body. So I mean, it's what you make out of it, and it's how much it brings to you for yourself to have good self-image. So I pretty much cut out everything that I could cut out in order to make myself do that. I still have a social life. I have friends. I've surrounded myself with a networking of people that have helped me like live the same lifestyle. I don't drink as much, I don't party as much, though I still like to, and I am a social person. I realize it comes with a sacrifice. So I exercise. I went to school for fitness and health nutrition and promotion, and now I'm contest training, and I'm a 3-time figure world champ. I'm really happy about this. It's the best change I've ever made in my life, and I'm actually just this time, like at the show, I was showing people for the first time what I call my fat pictures were. Not one person recognized me, and I've been too embarrassed to put them out because I'm like, I don't want people to ever know me as that. But now I'm really confident in my skin, so I know that I can start showing people, look at this is what I used to look like, and they're like, no way. I'm like, yeah, that was me, and I had blonde hair. Look at that. So I was like, now I can look at myself and realize where my roots are, where they came from, and how I can actually feel positive about myself.
That's awesome. And what would you say is one technique you did to overcome those words and those images or what people painted onto you?
You know what it is? It had to come from inside of me. I had to do it myself. Nobody was going to do it for me. Nobody could do it for me. It was the choice that I had to make, which means I knew what I had to do. I educated myself. I surrounded myself with people. I started actually taking action and committing myself to it. So if I knew I had to eat certain things, I did it. It was a no excuse to it. I wanted it more than I wanted to be fat and be associated with those words.
Awesome. And what would you say is a great fat loss technique you can give out to, I guess, to the average person, the average woman who's not competing but just wants to look good in their body?
Watch your food. Calories in, calories out. If you consume too many calories, you're going to gain weight. If you consume less calories than you burn off, you're going to lose weight. It's a numbers game, totally. So you can have lots of variation with it. You don't have to give up certain foods. Just know that your body can only hold a certain amount of calories before it starts adding weight on. So you need the calories because they're going to help you keep that muscle, which helps you burn the weight. So as long as you're exercising off more calories you're consuming in, you will lose weight. It's a science, it's a known fact. It's the only way to go about it. Start tracking your food, everything that goes into your mouth, portion it, weigh it. That's the only way you'll ever know. And I have a scale at home. I weigh every single thing, so I know what's going into my body.
Absolutely, and you heard her, and this is the way you can look like if you follow her advice. So is there any, I guess, place that people can read more about you, blog?
Absolutely. Facebook, Twitter, all the social media for Emily Stirling, teamstirling.ca, and then I'll be having my own personal website, emilystirling.com, come out probably by the end of this year.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you for your time, guys.